Hi all, it's Ed Ralph from Racket Ralph's. Just a quick update video for you today. Wanted to share with you some updates on the snakes that we got in about a month ago, how they're doing, and also the start of our first ever season here at Racket Ralph. So we're quite excited about that. So we'll get straight into it. I'll take the camera and we can show you some of the progress that we've made. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, we're quite excited about the new season, and we've purchased a bunch of hatch trays. I don't know if you can see there, the dragon hatch trays. So these I saw some time ago when they on some of the stuff on the internet, and also some of the videos. I particularly like these because they've got the overlap for if you get big eggs, can go over to the edge of the tray. Obviously are designed really for those separating the eggs, so those keeping eggs as laid can be more of a problem, particularly if they're stacked high. But anyway, we've purchased a dozen of those. We're not going to have a dozen clutches this year, but hopefully next year we might. But you never know, we might get a few clutches in the 2022 season, which we're excited about. So first thing to show you is Storm. You'll be familiar with Storm. We've shared her several times. She is our Super Pastel Cinnamon. There she is in her glory. She's doing really well. Curled up on a hot spot at the minute, but she's also quite regularly still bowl wrapping, and she actually had her first pairing last week. There was no visual lock observed. She was paired with Starlord, who we've also shown you, and we'll show you him in a second. They're both first-time breeders. Storm is currently sitting on about 1560 grams, somewhere around there, and she's pounding food. She's taking a small rat every week, and we're quite often giving her top-ups as well. Anything else that we're left over with at the end of the feeding session goes to her, and she takes it. She's building well, pounding food, as I say. So she's lovely, and look at the colors on her. She's looking really good. So she's doing great. She was paired with Starlord, who is just above her in our rack. So I'll show you him. He's also sat in his hide. No, he isn't. He's under the paper. He's hiding under his paper. He's a bit hissy, is Starlord. He's actually he's very docile. He's never gone for us at all or anything, but he just hisses a bit. So there he is, curled up. He's doing really well. But they were paired together about a week ago. Lots of really good signs. So he was on top of her pretty quick. They spent a couple of days together, about 3 days together, I think it was actually. He spent quite a bit of the time. They were snuggled up to her, on top of her. We observed her head up in the corner for quite a bit, which is often a good sign of mating. They were tail to tail for quite a long time, so there might have been a lock that we didn't observe. I don't think there was a lock, but certainly we will pair them again in a few weeks' time. We're really early in the season. It's only middle of October, not even quite that. So that was them, but we're quite excited about that pairing. We've got a move up that I want to share with you. So this is the wasp. Let me just show you. So she is our pastel yellow belly blade, 100% het for clown. I don't think we've really featured her at all really yet, because we were waiting to show you her in a bit more detail once we had some of our clown boys, which we've now got, as you will have seen in the last video. We had 2 clowns come in from Europe. She's just out of shed a couple of days ago, so she's looking pretty good. But look at the flaming on the side there. She's gorgeous. As I say, pastel yellow belly, blade, 100% het for clown. the flames up the side there from the yellow belly. She's really nice, and we're hoping to create some lovely clowns with her by putting her to Vision, our Orange Dream Enchi, well, probably our Vision, our Orange Dream Enchi clown. She might go to Rocket, our pastel clown, in order to try and keep the blade and the Enchi separate. But anyway, lots of plans for her. Let me just share with you Wanda as well. Now, she's in shed. She's probably going to shed out today, which is why I haven't cleaned her out. But she is growing nicely. She is also pounding food. She's over 1,500 grams now. She's just a straight pied, but she's ready to pair, really, pretty much. And she will be paired with Firefly, which is our Justin Kaboka bred 5-year-old breeding male, which we just got in from Europe. You'll have seen in the last video. He is a Firefly, as the name suggests, so pastel fire, yellow belly, Gene X pied. He's gorgeous, and he's going to be her mate. So he's obviously in quarantine at the moment, so she's waiting for him. No harm, she'll put on a bit more weight in that time. But we're looking forward to that pairing. I did want to share with you Pearl. Now, I can't remember if we've shared Pearl with you before. As you can see there, she's a super pastel, black pastel, lesser spider. And the reason we haven't really shared her with you is she has been a real problem feeder for us. She's been a right pain in the backside. She's quite a nervous snake, which is why we've got lots of extra paper in there that you can see. Extra hiding places for her. She's curled up at the back at the moment. So I'll just zoom in on her there. Maybe take her hide away a little bit. But she's been a real problem. We've had her for about 6 months. We got her in towards the end of March. She was on about 1,200 grams, or just under 1,200 grams when we got her. And she would not feed. She just would not feed. Came from quite a well-known breeder in Britain, and you know, was obviously in good condition, had been feeding, and she was around that sort of weight. I thought perhaps the move had made her hit the famous wall, 1,000-gram wall. In all of that time, until a few weeks ago, I have only been able to get her to have one jumbo mouse. In that time, we've tried all sorts of things. We've tried different prey items, we've tried different substrates, we've tried different levels of hide, all sorts of things, mixing it up. In fact, it was after one of those changes where we sort of changed some of the substrate and we gave her lots of this extra paper to hide behind as well, that we managed to get her to have that mouse. But invariably she kept losing weight, because that's just not enough to sustain a snake that size. So she dropped down to about 950. And I had tried, as I say, we tried numerous prey items. We had been told that she was on rats before. She was not interested in rats. We tried her with some Maltese. At the time I only had small Maltese, well, medium Maltese. She wasn't interested in that, turned her own nose up at that. Eventually, like I said, I got her to eat a jumbo mouse. Anyway, I couldn't get her to eat. I was getting quite worried. And then a few weeks ago, got a new order of stuff in. And for some of the other snakes we've just got in, I thought, well, I'll get some other Maltese of different sizes, just in case that they were on those. I didn't know what they were in. Well, I had an idea of what they were all on, but never a bad thing to have some Maltese in the freezer in case. And thought, well, I'll just try her with a large multi, and she switched on immediately, and she pounded it, and she ate that quite quickly. and I thought, all right, okay, this is good. So I gave her, I'd taken out a large and a medium multi, gave her the medium one as well. She pounded that, and actually then thought, well, I just wonder, because she was so switched on and she was looking for food then, I'll try her with something else, and tried her with a rat. She still didn't want to know the rat, but actually got her to have a jumbo mouse as well in that same feeding session. So she had a good feed then, and since then she has been pounding multis. She hasn't had another mouse, but she has been pounding multis. So she's had, I think, 4 good feeds in the last few weeks, and she is now putting that weight back on pretty quick. She's already back up to just coming up to 1100 grams again. So we have high hopes of being able to pair her this year, which I had written off. I was getting worried that we might not just it might have problems, it might lose her because she just wasn't feeding. But she's lovely. Look at the head stamp on her, and we'll be breeding with her hopefully if she does get up to size. Now as I say, she is so super pastel, so everything will be pastel from her. Black pastel, lesser spider. Hopefully we won't get too many spiders from her, but obviously odds would suggest you're going to get half at least. Hopefully the odds will be in our favour and we won't get that many. We really bought her for our long-term project of creating a Pompeii, and we needed the black pastel out of her for Pompeii. But we have just gone and purchased a bunch of new snakes that we haven't picked up yet. We will be sharing those with you. But in particular, I'll just give you a heads up. We have got a het puzzle coming, which we're quite excited about. Puzzle Gene is one that I've had my eye on for a while, and I'm really pleased to say not only all of the kids bar the eldest is into the snakes, but my wife is getting into it. Lucy is getting into the snakes a lot more, and so we're gonna she likes puzzle, Lucy does, so we've purchased a het puzzle, which is going to go to Pearl if she gets up to size. It's a breeder male. He's 950 grams. He's a super pastel vanilla, so everything from them will be super pastel, because they're both super pastels. And then you've got black pastel, lesser spider, and vanilla in the mix as well. So I think that will be a good pairing if we can create that. Just one more look at her there. So excited about that. And most pleased that she's eating. It's a real concern for anyone when they've got a snake that just won't eat, and they're losing weight quite a bit. So that was the update on those ones I want to share. We'll just go to the next room briefly, just give you a quick update on the other snakes that we got in. So this is the next room with quarantine. I'm not going to be touching these ones so much because obviously we've just been in the other room and haven't cleaned, but this is Scarlet Witch. This is our gravel pied. She's now eating. She took a few weeks to eat. I knew she had been eating well because she literally the first thing she did when she got here was she pooed all over me, but any snake breeder will have had that happen once in a while. So she pooed on me, but and she'd been eating well, but then she took a few weeks to settle down. She's now eating. She's had one large rat wiener, so she's looking good. Didn't share with it on the introductory video with them, but we'll just. The one concern I had, I was so pleased that the breeders had helped me so much to get them. The one concern I had was that a couple of them were really very small for their ages. This one, Jane, was only 113 grams, and believe it or not, she's 15 months old. And one concern that I know some people do get is when they're buying from breeders and the sale's been made, that maybe the snakes aren't fed to the same extent as they would otherwise be. And I fear that was the case with both Jane and the other one that came from the same breeder, which is Thor, who is just above her. He's actually in shed at the moment, but there he is. They were both very small. Thor is actually even older. He's 18 months old, and you know, both of them were sizes of you know, a little more than hatchlings really. But the good news was, and they were both supposedly on live mice, so I was suspecting that that might cause a problem to get them feeding, but actually they were so hungry they just took the food straight away, and they both put on weight. In the month that I've had her, Jane has more than doubled her weight. Thor has got close to doubling his weight. They both pound food. They're on rat chubs at the minute, so doing well. Vision was the other small one. Now I did know that he hadn't been great with the feeding. The breeder, look at him, isn't he gorgeous? So he is our own Orange Dream Enchi clown. Absolutely gorgeous snake. The breeder did tell me that he had, and actually sent me a video, really good breeder, great communication. I got 2 snakes from that breeder. The other one is up here, Caramel. There's Caramel, look at her. So she is a spot nose butter pastel Enchi Hetford clown. They're half brother and sister, same father, different mothers. But yeah, the breeder had sent me a picture, sent me video of both of these feeding, and had shown me that the male, this one here, Vision, was a bit problematic. Would take it, and I saw the video of him taking taking a rat wiener, I think it was small. No, it must have been a rat fluff, I think. But anyway, but it wasn't great sort of feeding response and stuff. Actually, he's gone straight onto the food really well, and he pounds food. He's missed one meal, which was when he was in shed. Other than that, he just takes it straight away, takes it straight down. So he's doing great. Ironically, Caramel, his half sister, who was the one that was supposedly feeding a lot better, and certainly her size would suggest so, is actually the one there's 2 snakes of the new ones that have come in we haven't yet been able to get to eat, and she's one of them. She's been interested. She certainly smells it. She, you know, licks her lips. She homes in to some degree. She's struck a couple of times, but she hasn't wrapped and coiled and taken it. It's been more of a defensive strike than anything. So she's close. I think she'll feed soon, but she just needs a bit more time. Gorgeous snake though. The other one that we haven't been able to get to feed yet, but again is showing a lot of interest. I don't think it will take long before she does. Is Captain Marvel. She is our lavender albino, pastel lavender albino, and she is I think it's 66% Hetford clown. Now she was another live feeder, so we had 3 live feeders come in from Europe. The 2 that I've already shown you, Thor and Jane, who were both so hungry they just took it straight away, frozen thawed. Captain Marvel, on the other hand, hasn't. She definitely is interested in both rats and mice, but as yet hasn't actually taken it. She sort of homes in, gets pretty close, and then realises that's just not quite right. But she'll take it soon, I'm sure. She's certainly interested enough to take it soon, but she's looking great. I love how she's almost iridescent, some of those markings. Absolutely gorgeous snake. And I'm sure she'll feed soon, and hopefully she'll put on weight, and for the following season we'll be able to put her to one of our clown boys, probably to Vision that we just showed you. I think he was under his thing, but to prove out if she is Hetford clown, and to try and get some Enchi and some Orange Dream into the Lavender Albino grails. Oh wait, there, that's who I wanted to show you. So let's just show you. I think he's going into shed. This is our other clown boy. Maybe not, but so this is Rocket. He's pounding food. He took it straight away. Pastel clown, 66%, I think. Yeah, 66% pos het pied, and he will be going to one of our pied girls when she's up to size. He's only just about there as well in terms of size. He's just over 600 grams now. He's been putting on weight well. He came in at, I think it was about 450 grams, so he's put on about 150 in a month or so. He's pounding food. Absolutely loves his food. So he's doing well. He's getting too big for that hide. Let's just put that to the side. He can go to that after. But he's lovely. And then I wanted to show you Pepper here. Didn't really appreciate Pepper to the extent when we introduced them. So she is a very low white pied. She is 50% het for ultramale. She is gorgeous. She is one of the most beautiful straight pieds I've seen. And what I find incredible with her, which you can probably see better now, is how much contrast there is in her markings. Now, I don't know, I suspect and hope that that is possibly the het ultramale. Did I say she was 66% het pied? I meant ultramale. So she's a visual pied, low white, but visual pied. And she is 50%, sorry, not 66%, 50% het for ultramale. And I think, I hope that those contrasts, especially the light coming up from the side there, it's definitely lighter, and she's just a lot brighter. The dark markings are really dark. The light markings are really quite light. A lot lighter than I've seen in any of our other straight pieds. And I really hope and suspect it is that is a het ultramale marker. I'm thinking we might do do a video on some het markers. The ultramale is a brightening gene. I've observed with one of our other snakes from my son's pet one, Lucifer, our first snake, that he's a Mojave het for ultramale, 100%, and he's so much brighter than a normal Mojave would be. That's something certainly I've observed, that the het ultramale seems to really brighten the coloration, and so I think that's what's going on here. So I'm pretty confident she's going to prove out. I'm very hopeful. If she doesn't prove out het ultramale, and we'll find that out when she's big enough to breed. She's about, I think she's just over 700 grams now. So probably the following season, you never know. But I'm pretty confident she'll prove out. If she doesn't, then I think she's a bit of a dinker project, because you know, it seems like there's something else going on there. And if not, then she's just a gorgeous pied, gorgeous low weight white pied. But anyway, that's her. And then let's just finish off with Firefly, who has literally shed out overnight. I haven't cleaned him out yet because he hasn't given us a poo yet, which I'm sure he probably will in the next few hours. So I'll clean him out then. But Firefly there looking at his best. He was the male I referred to go to wander when he's out of quarantine. So there you've got Pastel Fire Yellow Belly G-Nex pied 5-year-old breeding male, bred from Justin Cabot, come to us via Germany from him. What a gorgeous snake he is. Look at that head stamp. He's gorgeous, and he's such a docile snake. I've had him around my neck today. He's so friendly, keen to have some attention, loves just the interaction with whether it's me or the kids have got him out. He's great. So anyway, that's I think about it for today, for this one. We have got coming to you another video got coming. We wanted to be able to do a video on the banana gene and how it's sex linked. I know that's something which confuses a lot of people, something which confuses my son Ruben, or has done. So we've got our banana girl. This video has been a few weeks in coming. We were planning to do it 2 or 3 weeks ago. Then our banana girl typically went into shed. We want to show her her best, or close to it, so that delayed it by a week, and then this last week we've had a sickness bug in the family, so that put on hold again. But hopefully we're going to do that tonight. So, and we're going to show you through the eyes of an 11-year-old, literally working it out in front of them, of seeing how the banana gene is sex linked, and is actually very predictable and very easy to get your head around if you think of it in very simple, basic terms, which it is really. It's just sort of, I'm sure, something that we think is far more complicated than it actually is. So we're going to show you that with using some simple tools, and I'm going to show you it teaching my son it, and see an 11-year-old learn it, and I'm convinced that he'll pick it up very quickly. And if he can pick it up as an 11-year-old, I'm sure it's something that all of us can cope with quite well. So anyway, that's coming hopefully to you in the next day or two. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, support us, click the notification button, all of that jazz. And thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.